Pretty monster Monday Night Football game. Biggest and best game of the week going on right here with the Bills hosting the Patriots. Patriots have won 6 games in a row after starting 2-4. Mac Jones, runaway favorite now to be the NFL's Rookie of the Year. You've got a little bit of a wobbly performance from the Buffalo Bills. The Patriots, if the season were to end right now before they played on Monday night, would be, believe it or not, the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. So, Todd Furman, what goes on here? I'm taking the Bills. I'm also taking the over. The number has moved here massively because there are big weather-related conditions, wind in particular. I know you love weather more than anybody I know when it comes to the impact on an NFL game. This has probably got you all giddy. What say you? How are you playing it? And how many times have you checked the weather forecast in the last 48 hours?
I probably check the weather forecast about once an hour, the top of each hour, like old AM radio, every 20 minutes on the 9s or whatever the hell it used to be back in the old days. But when you're looking at this game, that's the reason we've seen this total come down, Clay. I mean, it opened up at 45 at FanDuel Sportsbook. We're talking to a shade more than 40 at this point. I think everyone who wants to get involved from that perspective is going to try and figure out exactly how strong the winds will be as we approach kickoff, what kind of lake effect snow we could potentially have. Mac Jones being a northern Florida kid from Jacksonville, playing his college football in the SEC, may have a little bit of a jolt to the system here. I know Bill Belichick was pretty funny talking about, we practice in heat, we practice in cold, we practice in wet. So we'll see exactly what the game plan looks like. I actually lean the same way as you. I think the number, though, is extremely fair, hovering between that 2.5, 3 threshold. Buffalo can take the us against the world type mentality, as so many people have anointed the Patriots the team to beat in the AFC, given the uneven performances we've grown accustomed to from the Bills. But when you break it all down, I mean, these are the only 2 teams in the NFL that have point differentials better than plus 140. New England riding that 6-game winning streak that you alluded to, the longest in the league right now. And at the same time, you do begin to wonder, who is New England really beaten during this stretch? I mean, you're the biggest Titans fan I know, and Tennessee was able to move the ball at will last week. They just ended up short on downs. They had turnovers in plus territory. So I think Buffalo, even in these adverse conditions, can have some success. And if I was forced to bet the game, I'd be on Buffalo, but probably won't tangle. One prop bet, though, I think could be fun when you're shopping around, and I'm not sure if it's up on FanDuel Sportsbook yet. Over-under for longest field goal. If we're seeing these massive wind gusts, I'd have no problem going under the total in the high 40s.
What about first touchdown to be scored? I took Josh Allen, figuring that maybe there'd be a busted play. He'll be able to roll it in. Maybe you get a goal, first and goal, second and goal type situation where he's the quarterback sneaker. Get him, I think, at 15-1, 15-1-ish, depending on where you're gambling. You can always go gamble at fanduel.com/Clay. Who do you like potentially on the first TD prop? Any other props in addition to that field goal one that you like?
I think Josh Allen is a great bet there at that price. I mean, we saw on Sunday Night Football, Patrick Mahomes go off right around 18-1. He scrambled. And typically, the bigger the game, the more at stake. You're going to see some of these younger quarterbacks that have mobility, willing to take off and run. I mean, if I'm Josh Allen, I'm not running against the Jacksonville Jaguars or games against the Jets. But if I have to extend plays, especially in scoring territory. So can understand where you're coming from there. I would also look, given the weather we're going to see here, at a defensive or special teams touchdown. Maybe New England's able to pick off Josh Allen early in the game and create a short field, or take it back to the house for 6. So when you're talking about some of the unknowns, more than willing to take long shot prices. And I think you found a good amount of value in Josh Allen for that prop.